Wisdom Delve.
You wake up tired. The dishes are still in the sink. Deadlines glare at you like ruthless judges. And yet, you still think you have to be perfect. But why? Tell me, my friend. Who taught you that being flawless is the condition for being worthy? I have lived among all walks of life. The common people in the marketplace, the wealthy, the politicians, and the so-called wise in appearance. And do you know what I saw? Most of them feared nothing more than being truly seen. Not failure, but the fear that others might see them exactly as they are. You keep trying to mend the cracks in your life, but you've forgotten that light always enters through the cracks. They called me a fool because I admitted my ignorance, but it was exactly there that my wisdom began. I'm Socrates, and today I will show you that your imperfections are not your enemies. They are your greatest teachers. I have not come to comfort you. I have come to awaken you. But how? By inviting you to a life of reflection. You live in a modern world, but your questions are the same ones people asked 2,500 years ago. You have a smartphone, a smartwatch, a smart home. But you do not know yourself. Every morning you rise, and without asking why, you enter a loop. Work, consumption, comparison, exhaustion. You think if you work harder, buy more, maybe then finally you'll feel good about yourself. But I ask you, have you ever asked why you live this way? Do these desires come from within you, or are they merely echoes of what others have imposed upon you? I once said, the unexamined life is not worth living. Not because you must be perfect, but because you must question, reflect, and sometimes have the courage to stand in front of yourself. An authentic life is not built by arriving. It's built by understanding the path. The journey does not start with mastery. It begins when you dare to say, I do not know. Admitting ignorance. To start, you must embrace something. Not perfection, but ignorance. I never claimed to be wise. My wisdom was in knowing that I know nothing. Today, psychology tells us that extreme perfectionism not only limits our achievements, it leads to anxiety, chronic stress, and even depression. These individuals are trapped in a web of unrealistic expectations, constantly afraid of making a mistake, terrified that others will see their flaws. Imagine someone who prepares for meetings every day, but never speaks, afraid of being judged. Or a student so worried about getting a perfect grade that they delay taking the exam altogether. This endless striving for perfection binds you with chains of your own making. These chains do not set you free. They paralyze you. To accept your incompleteness is to accept your humanity. To understand that making mistakes is not a weakness but part of the path of learning. When you allow yourself to say, I don't know, you open the door to growth. Research shows that those who embrace their mistakes learn better and discover more creative solutions. So instead of fleeing from your flaws, get to know them, make peace with them, for it is from within those very imperfections that true wisdom and authentic excellence emerge. Imperfection. A pathway to wisdom. I embraced not knowing, and that became the source of my wisdom. In my time, people spoke of knowledge. In yours, they speak of perfection. But both are illusions. The illusion that a human being can be complete. We are human, and to be human is to be incomplete. Perfectionism today is not just a philosophical concern. It is a widespread psychological wound. According to researchers like Dr. Paul Hewitt and Dr. Gordon Flett, perfectionism is linked to depression, anxiety, OCD, and even suicide. The pursuit of flawlessness does not elevate us. It distances us from our true selves. I'm wiser than others only in this, that I know nothing. I did not say one must be wise. I said one must be honest. Honest about ignorance, about doubts, about wounds. If you stop hiding your flaws and begin to recognize them, you can build a bridge to growth. These ideas are not abstract. We live them every day whether we notice or not. Imagine a young woman scrolling through Instagram. She sees flawless bodies, tidy homes, and beautiful breakfasts. She unconsciously compares herself. Her skin has blemishes, her home is messy, her breakfast is just cold coffee. A feeling of inadequacy grows within her. But no one sees the other side. Filtered photos, staged rooms, smiles born from anxiety. Appearance is the enemy of wisdom. If that woman asks herself, "Why do I feel this way? Are these images truth or shadows on the wall of a cave?" Then she steps into the examined life. Or imagine a man who messes up a project at work. For days he scolds himself. "I'm so incompetent, I always mess things up." But I ask him, are you the mistake or someone who can learn from it? This is the moment when he can stop suppressing himself and begin re-evaluating. Why did I make that decision? How can I improve next time? Wisdom begins with admitting ignorance. The keys to authentic living. So how do we break the cycle? With what I call the 3 Socratic keys. 1. Continuous questioning. Always ask why and how. The unexamined life is not worth living. Questioning means freeing yourself from imposed patterns. For instance, if you always push yourself to be the best, pause and ask, why do I believe I must be perfect? Who set this standard for me? These questions mark the beginning of freedom. 2. Listening to the inner voice. I believed in the daimon, the inner voice. It did not speak through logic but through intuition. Do not worry about what others say about you. Worrying about whether you truly know yourself. Before making major life decisions, pause. Ask yourself, is this choice coming from me or am I playing a role? Authentic life begins when you take your inner voice seriously, even if it clashes with external expectations. 3. Open dialogue and humility. Engage in dialogue not to win, but to understand. I never saw conversation as a clash of egos, but as a shared quest for truth. Today, most debates are battles everyone wants to win. But I believed in mutual learning. I asked questions humbly, even when I knew the answers. When you disagree with someone, over parenting, religion, or politics, instead of trying to prove them wrong, ask, what made them think this way? Or, could I be missing part of the truth? Humility in dialogue creates bridges of understanding, not walls of self-righteousness. Reflection, the daily rebuilding of the self. You cannot change another until you first know yourself. So how do we reflect? Daily journaling, to clarify your motivations. Meditation, to hear the voice within. Self-questioning, like why did I make that choice? For example, someone struggles at work. At night, they open a journal and write, where is this fear coming from? Is it real, or has my mind exaggerated it? This simple act of writing is the beginning of self-knowledge. He who does not examine his life does not truly live. And now, my final invitation to you. My friend, an authentic life is one that flows from within, not from outside expectations, is chosen with awareness, not habit, is adorned with honest dialogue, not competition. These 3 keys will bring you back to your truest self. So, Embrace your imperfections, nurture your questions, and in the path of the exam in life, rebuild yourself day by day. You are not here to be perfect. You are here to see, to think, to grow. So don't hide your flaws, learn from them.